to my portfolio design discussion.
Alright, so on your mood board, why did you choose these references?
I chose these references because it's like it shows you what I am. Basically, I'm a gamer and a film lover, and I chose all these because it represents what I like, what my interests are.
So, how are this mood board? How is it relevant to what you want your website to be?
This is relevant because I want my website to be not too colourful yet not too dark, and having a good mix of both of them would be really good. And this design shows it off perfectly.
So, do you think that your portfolio is gonna mirror like what's on this mood board?
Yes, I do think so.
Alright, what about the colour board then? Why did you choose these colours?
Because they're like very different set of colours. Like, of course, we got green, we got purple, we got blue, we got like a orangey brownish colour here, and it's like references like different like emotions. Like blue, of course, representing sadness. Orange represents like anger or rage. Purple because it's just like abstract really, and green for like sickening purposes.
So what does the colour scheme say about you?
This colour scheme is pretty much like, it pretty much shows like what I am, like in terms of my colours, like in terms of my personality. Like since I'm all over the place.
So how does it link to your personality then?
We've got the orange, which represents my not anger, but like my well, it is anger, but like of like anger and sadness at the same time. And we've got green represents how like calm I can be, and purple's just like how silent I can be.
So are you going to implement any of these colours to your actual website?
Yeah. I want to have like a bit of orange, purple, blue and green.
So a lot of colours?
Yes.
So you want your website to be very colourful?
Yeah,
And why do you want your website to be colourful as opposed to like looking smarter? Why do you want it to look colourful?
Because if it's just like black and white, I feel like it doesn't really contract with who I am, and it also looks really boring.
Yeah, so you want it to be colourful to represent you because you think you're a pretty colourful person.
Yes.
Okay, do you want to scroll to your font board?
Yes.
Okay, so how do you feel the design of the fonts speak about you?
I think sometimes I can be a bit quirky, bit more goofy, but other times I can be pretty serious. Mm-hmm. So it's like a constant battle between those two.
So you've got quite a lot, like a variety of fonts.
Yeah.
Smart ones, you've got other ones. So what are some of your favourites out of these fonts? And why did you choose these fonts in particular?
I chose the Future Black one because it represents what I feel like the future has in store for me. I picked the League Spartan one because I think that looks a bit more smarter, representing like how I can act smart and look smart in public, and the archetype Abut one, which shows my quirky personality.
Mm-hmm. So is there anything else you want to say about your fonts, and which ones are you going to use on your website?
Probably the Spartan one and the Future one are probably going to be the two I'll be using the most.
Are there any fonts that you took inspiration from? Is there any maybe logos from brands or anything that you took?
I took a few that look like Star Wars ones because I really love Star Wars and I like the design of the Star Wars logo, and I took some inspiration from that. But
so once again, it links into your personality. So you really want your website to be personalised to you. You want it to represent who you are.
Yes.
That's very good. What about your About Me page?
This shows what I'm interested in, my skills, and what I've done and what inspired me. I love video games, TVs, shows, movies, and I'm pretty good at editing, script writing, and photography.
So what did you want your About Me page to say about you? Because obviously there's only select things that you can put in it. So
I wanted to say who I am as like a person in terms of my personal like interests and hobbies outside of my work, of who I am as a person, but also include what I do on a daily basis.
So why have you written these things about yourself in the way that you did?
Because it shows like who I'm inspired by, and I'm mostly inspired by video game companies that make great games such as Nintendo, Microsoft and Sony.
So you said down here some of your inspirations are Sony Pictures, Paramount and Pixar.
Yeah, because they've got some really great movies under their belts.
And what do you think that, let's say an employer or a university, someone came on and looked at your website, do you think this would give them a good idea of the kind of person that you are?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to scroll to your nameplate? So why have you picked the font that you've picked to your nameplate?
Because I feel like it's got some spice to it, yet it's not that out of place, which kind of correlates with my personality again.
So have you referenced anything here?
No, not really. I would say, other than the only thing I've really done is like pick the color red, but that's only because I feel like red's a good color for me.
So it looks like it kind of looks a little bit like the Star Wars logo, which is one of your favourite films.
Yeah.
So have you referenced Star Wars here maybe?
Yeah, I could have.
Is there anything else you want to say about your nameplate? What do you think? Because the nameplate is at the top of the website, so it's kind of the first thing people might see.
Yeah.
So do you think this sets up your website good? Do you think it kind of shows what your website is going to be like?
Yes, I feel like it shows my website perfectly.
Okay. Do you want to go to the mock-up then?
Yeah, like...
So obviously this is what you want it to look like, so do you want to just talk a bit about it?
Yeah. I want it to be not entirely basic, but pretty much like streamlined, not complicated at all. So I want it to be like not bland, yet not something that's going to take me like hours to make. I want something good. I want something also like pretty straightforward, like streamlined, and this is probably the best way I've got it.
So what parts of before, like we see the font here, we see obviously the nameplate, the picture, this is the About Me page. So what have you referenced in this mock-up from your font board, from your colour board?
I've referenced like my designs, like in terms of my picture, like what I can do in like situations where I've been asked to like make a pretty good Photoshop design.
So do you think you can improve anything in the text that you've put in the
box? I can make it a bit more readable, because even though it's a good colour and you can still see it, it's just you don't want people to look at it, like see it better.
So in terms of what you've actually put here, now looking back on it, do you think there's anything that you would improve, anything you'd change?
Oh yeah, I would definitely change. I would definitely like try and make it a bit more like the actual text bigger, and probably make it a different colour, or maybe the background a different colour, so then the text can actually pop out a bit more. But overall then that's pretty good.
So you think it represents you as a person?
Yes.
Great. And then what about if we scroll down a little bit?
These are just jobs.
Do you want to talk through why you picked these companies, why you picked these jobs, and
I picked these jobs because I feel like these areas I would excel at the most, and it's also what I enjoy doing the most.
So what kind of jobs were they?
And they're like senior assistant editor, VFX producer, and also that's it. Those are like the two main things. I want to be like an editor, do like special like VFX and all that.
So maybe just talk through this one from The Quarry.
Yeah.
Just give a little talk through about why you picked the role, if you think you're suited for the role.
Yeah, I think I'm suited for the roles because I love editing. I'm also pretty good at it. I can mix sound and visuals pretty well. I'm really good at doing other stuff like Foley sounds, which I can do pretty well. I'm also pretty good with Premiere Pro, After Effects, and to the lesser extent like Illustrator, even though I don't use Illustrator a lot.
So you definitely want to be on the post-production side of stuff.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And then what about this one from Unit? It's a VFX producer. Are you interested in VFX?
Yeah, because I like special effects in like movies. Like again with Star Wars, I've got lots of special effects. Like the planets they go to, like the lightsabers, of course. And yeah, I would love to work as a VFX producer to produce like really impressive and groundbreaking special effects.
So it says there's a lot of responsibilities lying on your shoulders. So do you think that
I think
you
I can
have the
take
skill
it.
set for?
I feel like I can take the skills. I feel like I've got the skills. I feel like I can take the job with ease.
Alright, great. And then you've just got your evaluation. So, this is the evaluation of the show. But what do you think about? Do you think there's anything you could add to this? Is there
I
anything
feel
you
like
change about your mood board, your color board?
I feel like with my website mock-up, I would change it a little bit to like once again like having the text be a bit bigger, be more visible. Probably change either the text color or the background color. But other than that, it's perfectly fine.
Alright, so the last thing is looking at your website and how you've planned out what your portfolio is going to look like. What is the message that you were trying to give from it, and do you think you're being clear enough in what you're trying to say about yourself and about your brand?
The message I'm trying to give out is like who I am as not only like as a hard worker, but as a person in general. That's what I was trying to come up with my design for.
So not just showcasing your work, but showcasing
Who
you are.
Yes.
Alright, cool. That's good.
Thank you.